taking action in a certain way. This really does make all the difference, and it's a concept that I came across in The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. What is this certain way that Wallace speaks of? It's really quite simple. While you take action, you need to envision yourself already living the reality that you desire, already having whatever it is you want. If you are looking to change your environment, maybe it's where you live, maybe it is where you work, you need to take action in your present environment while you envision yourself in your ideal environment, the environment that you desire. It's important to note that we do not have to do anything new. We don't have to do anything strange or extraordinary as a first step to getting whatever it is we desire. More than likely, you are going to perform the same activities, you're going to do the same things, but the key difference is that now you are performing those things, you are taking action in this new certain way of already envisioning yourself living or being in your ideal reality, having whatever it is you desire. This makes all the difference. Everything you do counts, and it is benefiting you that much more so than if you were taking action without this realization or understanding. There is a mental component to the actions we are taking. We are essentially injecting them or infusing them with that much more power, and it really is from within us, to be quite honest. Think of it this way: you can take action until you are blue in the face, but if you do not believe in yourself, if you do not feel worthy of your desires, if you think they are impossible on some level, then you can take a lot of action. But if that is the energy behind the action you are taking, that is greatly going to debilitate you or the person. Hypothetically, this isn't you, but whoever does this is greatly limiting the power of their action. This really comes down to believing in the power of your action. Each and every action is compounding to benefit you. It's essentially inspired action. Like, you want to do this. I'm not saying it's the easiest thing ever. I'm not saying that every single day taking action is going to be like, oh my God, this is terrific. What I'm trying to say is, like, you value the action you take and it will help you without a doubt. Instead of viewing our present environment or circumstances as a burden, we are viewing them as a stepping stone to take our lives to the next level and an opportunity even. Having your vision, being clear about what it is you want, and taking action with this mentality or taking action in this certain way is going to ensure that you get whatever it is you desire. There is a really amazing balance between the two. They are working together and not against each other. Part of having balance with this is actually embracing the action component and not fearing it and not seeing it as a burden. This is why taking action a certain way, it is the not the cherry on top. This is like your secret weapon. Taking action wherever it is that you are. Your environment doesn't matter. It's not about the environment. It is about using that environment to get what you want. Once again, you are viewing it as a stepping stone. Weirdly enough, you can see it as an advantage. Actions are not only physical investments, they are also energetic investments. Just like we say thoughts are things, like they're not just thoughts. Well, action isn't just action that you take because it's practical and logical. It is signaling to the universe, or plug in whatever resonates with you, that we are serious and committed to the desires we have expressed. There is intention there beyond just taking action for the sake of taking action, because we live in a 3D world and there's kind of no way around it. This is something I definitely have to work on. It's not just about what we do, it's literally how we do it that makes all of the difference. You feel at peace about the actions you take. You're not wondering like, okay, I've done all these things now, where are my desires? Where's my dream life? I'm waiting here. This really is about staying calm and deliberate in the actions that you take. You are changing the trajectory of your life, your reality. Physically, that action is what is sealing the deal and just moving that desire to you in the physical realm, because mentally you are already experiencing that. But of course, we live in a 3D world, so we need to close the gap between what we're mentally experiencing and what we're physically living, our physical experiences. And taking action, every time we take action, we are closing that gap. If action is something that you struggle with, or you feel like maybe you have more of a negative perspective on action, you are not alone, because oh my gosh, like I totally did as well. And I feel like I'm barely really starting to like understand, whoa, like this is actually such a beautiful thing beyond the practical elements of it. Get clarity about what you currently believe about action. What are your assumptions about action? Let that all come to the surface, especially if they're negative, so we know what we're working with here. And then we can go and not let those assumptions hold us back and start to reframe new assumptions and ideas about action, new beliefs about action, that we could be doing the same thing, right? Take the same action, but when we are taking action from this new empowered perspective and this new belief that taking action in this way matters, and it is ultimately going to help us create our dream life. This is not the same action. Physically, it looks like the same action, but it really is not. Energetically, this is not the same action. These two actions are going in very different directions. You are going into a very different reality when you take action from this empowered perspective versus a perspective of like, oh, I'm just going to do this because I have to, and it has to get done. Action is more of a nuisance versus action as a blessing and action as a stepping stone. Very, very different mentality there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you in some way.